Have you ever finished a workday with a feeling that's familiar but hard to name? You're tired, but not because you've done too many meaningful things. You're busy, but you don't feel any closer to what you truly want. You've sat in front of a screen all day, answered dozens of messages, handled countless little tasks, and then night comes. Everything gets quiet, and suddenly you realize something that sinks heavy in your chest. Today has passed, but you're still standing in the same place. Not because you're lazy, not because you didn't try, but because you've been carried away. Carried away by work, by pressure, by things that always feel urgent but are rarely truly important. And in that very real moment, you ask yourself a question that almost all of us have asked at least once in our lives. What am I missing? Time? No. Everyone gets 24 hours. Luck? No. Because so many people who started with less than you still went very far. Ability? Maybe, partly. But that's not the core. The truth is, what you're missing is not outside of you. It's in the way you live your days. The greatest enemy of performance, success, and breakthrough is not other people, not your boss, not your environment. It's the version of you that chooses to be too soft on yourself, the version that procrastinates, the version that promises a lot and keeps very little, the version that knows what to do but doesn't follow through. Today, I don't want to talk to you about working harder. You've worked hard enough. I don't want to tell you to push yourself even more. You've pushed for a long time. What I want to talk about is how you use your effort. Because performance is not doing more. Performance is doing what matters better. Turning time into results, turning pressure into momentum, turning each passing day into real progress. And to do that, you don't need another temporary burst of motivation. You need to conquer yourself at a deeper level. Conquer the laziness hiding behind the mask of exhaustion. Conquer distraction disguised as being busy. Conquer the part of you that loves comfort but hates responsibility. Conquering yourself is not a dramatic moment. It doesn't come from a motivational video. It doesn't come from a 3-day surge of fiery determination. Conquering yourself is a chain of small choices repeated every day, especially when no one is watching. And the foundation of all of it revolves around 3 simple words that are brutally hard: discipline, perseverance, self-control. Without discipline, every goal is just talk. Without perseverance, every beginning will be abandoned. And without self-control, you will always be led by emotions, circumstances, and distractions. Today's journey is called 8 Secrets to Boost Your Work Performance. But if you listen deeply enough, you'll realize these are not 8 tips. These are 8 ways to live. 8 principles that help you not only work more effectively, but live with more weight, more dignity, more direction. And I want you to hear what comes next without defensiveness, with honesty. Not to blame yourself, but to step into a new season, a season where you no longer live beneath your own potential. The first secret and the foundation of high performance is clarity. Clarity about your goals, clarity about your priorities, clarity about what truly deserves your time and energy. So many people work hard but don't go far because they don't know exactly where they're going. They start the day in reaction mode. They wake up and grab the phone. The first thing is messages, then email, then other people's demands. Their day is decided by the loudest thing, not the most important thing. And when you don't decide your life in advance, the world decides for you. You end up busy all day, but not in control for even a minute. Performance doesn't die because you do too little. It dies because you do too much of what doesn't matter. Clarity gives you the power to cut. It forces you to face a hard question. If today you could complete only one thing, what would it be? And if you're honest enough to answer, you'll see that many things you do are not necessary. They only make you feel busy. They don't move you forward. When I started applying this principle, my life didn't get easier, but it got lighter. Lighter because I stopped carrying what wasn't mine. Lighter because each day began to leave a clear mark. The second secret is discipline with time. Not time management as a technical skill, but respect for time as a limited resource. Many people say they don't have time, but the truth is, they have time for what they prioritize. If you have hours for scrolling, but no time for your goals, the problem is not time, it's your standards. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Jim Rohn said, "Success is doing the simple things with discipline every day." Nothing glamorous here, but this simplicity is exactly what most people ignore. Discipline is not a prison, it's freedom. When you're disciplined with time, you're no longer tortured by procrastination. You're no longer pressured by last-minute panic. You no longer feel like you're living inside chaos. You know when to work, when to rest, when to focus, when to let go. And that clarity creates freedom. Freedom from confusion. Freedom from always feeling behind in your own life. The third secret is about energy, not the number of hours you work. You can work 12 hours a day and still be ineffective. Or you can work 4 hours in deep focus and create extraordinary results. Performance is an energy game. Your body is your work tool. Your mind is your engine. When you're sleep deprived, eating carelessly, barely moving, and constantly stressed, you're trying to drive a broken vehicle across a long road. Nobody can do that for long. High performers aren't superhuman. They simply protect their energy. Kobe Bryant didn't train in the dark because he loved suffering. He did it because he understood the body must be conditioned to endure pressure at a high level. And life is the same. If you want to operate at high performance, you must prepare your body and mind to be strong enough. This is not luxury. This is responsibility to your own potential. The fourth secret is deep focus. In a world flooded with notifications, focus becomes a rare skill. Every time you're interrupted, your brain needs time to return to the original depth of concentration. And when interruption becomes the default, your performance gets worn down little by little. Will Smith once talked about the treadmill. That story isn't just about physical endurance, it's about commitment. When you step on the treadmill, you don't negotiate with discomfort. You don't ask whether you like it, you keep going. That is focus. The ability to stay with what you're doing, even when it's not easy, even when it's not fun, even when it doesn't reward you immediately. Focus is a muscle, and it grows through training. Every time you choose not to open a new tab, every time you finish one task before switching to another, every time you stay with discomfort for 5 more minutes, you are building deep work capacity. And over time, that capacity creates a massive difference. When you begin to train your focus, you'll realize something interesting. It's not that hard work tires you out. It's the constant switching that drains you. The human brain is not designed to jump from one thing to another nonstop. Every switch costs mental energy. And when that energy runs out, you start procrastinating, getting irritated, losing motivation, then blaming yourself for not being good enough. But the truth is, you are not weak. You are working the wrong way. High performance is not forcing yourself to run faster. It's removing what keeps tripping you again and again on the track. The fifth secret is working through systems rather than inspiration. This is where many people misunderstand. They think to work well, they must feel motivated. But motivation comes and goes. It depends on mood, circumstances, weather, praise, recognition. If you only work well when you feel motivated, your performance will be as unstable as the weather. Brian Tracy said, "Successful people don't work based on emotion. They work based on standards." A system is simply standards turned into daily actions. It could be a fixed start time, a short list of high-impact tasks to complete before noon, or a daily ritual to review and prepare for tomorrow. A system doesn't have to be complicated. The simpler it is, the easier it is to maintain. The question is not whether your system is perfect. The question is whether you follow it. Every time you follow your system, even when you don't feel like it, you build trust with yourself. And that trust matters. When you believe you are the kind of person who keeps your word, you act differently. You don't need to force yourself as much. You work because that is who you are becoming. The sixth secret is brutally honest self-feedback. Not self-blame, not self-punishment, but calm, fair honesty. Many people avoid looking at real results because they fear disappointment. They stay busy so they don't have to reflect. But if you don't measure, you can't improve. If you don't face what works and what doesn't, you will repeat the same mistakes while hoping for a different outcome. Steve Jobs was known for asking direct questions. Is this good enough? If not, why? And what will we do differently? When you apply this principle to your work and life, you'll notice a big shift. You stop blaming circumstances. You stop pretending you did your best when you actually didn't. And you stop destroying yourself when you fail. You simply look at the data, look at the outcome, and adjust. That's maturity. Not loud, not overly emotional, just steady improvement. The seventh secret is perseverance through what I call the middle zone. The middle zone is dangerous. It's when you've started, but you don't see results yet. The initial motivation has faded, the novelty is gone, but the reward hasn't arrived. This is where many people quit and convince themselves with reasons that sound reasonable. I'm not meant for this. Maybe this isn't the right path. I'll do it later. But the truth is, every path that matters goes through the middle. No exceptions. Kobe Bryant didn't become a legend only because of the moments on the court. He became that because of the sessions nobody saw, early mornings, late nights. When everyone else had gone home, he stayed. Not because he always wanted to, but because he understood that perseverance in the middle zone creates advantage. Perseverance is not excitement. It's the decision to continue when you don't feel excited. And every time you survive the middle, you become much stronger than before. The eighth secret, the one that binds everything together, is emotional self-control. Performance isn't only destroyed by laziness, it's destroyed by unmanaged emotions. One criticism can ruin your entire day. One small failure can make you doubt the entire path. One bad day can make you give up. Self-control doesn't mean you're not allowed to feel sad, angry, disappointed. Self-control means those emotions do not decide your behavior. You still work even when today is not your best day. You still keep standards even when nobody praises you. When you master your emotions, you become very hard to defeat. Not because you are stronger than everyone else, but because you stop sabotaging yourself. You don't ruin an entire week because of one bad day. You don't abandon a whole journey because of one stumble. And that stability creates high performance over the long run. These 8 secrets don't stand alone. They support each other. Clarity tells you what matters. Discipline helps you start. Energy helps you sustain. Focus helps you go deep. Systems help you stay consistent. Feedback helps you improve. Perseverance helps you cross the middle. And emotional self-control prevents you from destroying what you've built. When these come together, performance is no longer something you fight to achieve. It becomes the natural outcome of who you are becoming. But this journey doesn't end here, because to truly change, you must go deeper. You must face real stories, real images, moments where human willpower is tested to the edge. That's where we go next, where emotion rises to a peak, where you don't just understand with logic, but feel it with your whole being. There is a moment on the high-performance path that very few people are prepared to face. The moment you realize there is nobody left to blame. Not because everything is perfect, but because you understand deeply that if your life doesn't change, the only person who can change it is you. That moment is not glamorous. It doesn't come with applause. It usually arrives quietly, lonely, and real. But that is where growth begins. I want you to picture a scene. It's still dark. The city is asleep. Streetlights are on. And inside an empty gym, there is only the sound of a basketball bouncing on hardwood. No crowd, no cameras, no recognition. Just Kobe Bryant, sweat on his forehead, repeating the same move hundreds of times. Not because he wasn't good enough, but because he never allowed himself to believe that good was enough. Kobe said when he woke up to train, he knew somewhere in the world, someone else was training too. He couldn't control them, but he could control whether he trained a little more. That isn't a basketball story. That's a standard of life story. High performance isn't built on days you feel amazing. It's built on days you don't want to do anything, but you do it anyway. On mornings you're tired, but you get up a little earlier. On moments you could stop, but you choose to continue. Kobe didn't defeat opponents. He defeated the compromises inside himself. That's why he was different. Not because of talent alone, but because he never negotiated with comfort. Now shift to another image. Very normal, very close to real life. Will Smith and the treadmill. No stage lights, no heroic role, just a man and a machine. Will said if he and you ran on a treadmill together, there were only 2 outcomes. Either you jump off first, or he dies on it. It sounds extreme, but he wasn't talking about physical strength. He was talking about commitment. Once you decide to do something, you don't negotiate with discomfort. You don't ask if today is the right day. You don't search for reasons to quit. You keep going. Many of us don't struggle because we lack goals. We struggle because we lack commitment. we start strong. But when difficulty shows up, when it stops feeling comfortable, we start bargaining. I'm too tired today. Tomorrow. This week is too busy. Later. And every small bargain trains you to become someone who doesn't keep your word to yourself. Performance cannot survive in that environment. Performance requires consistency, and consistency begins the moment you stop negotiating with what you decided. Steve Jobs is another example at a deep level. He wasn't easy. He wasn't always inspirational in a gentle way, but he had something rare, a near-obsessive perseverance with vision. When Apple was near collapse, when he was removed from the company he founded, he didn't quit. Not because he was certain he would win, but because he couldn't live a life that didn't chase what he believed was right. He came back. He rebuilt. He failed. He stood up again. Not because of motivation, but because of identity. He knew who he was. And this is the core point people miss about performance. Performance is not only a skill, it's identity. How you work reflects what you believe about yourself. If you believe you're the kind of person who quits, you will quit. If you believe you are the kind of person who keeps your word, you will find a way to finish. Not because life is easier, but because you refuse to accept a lower standard for yourself. At this stage of the journey, I want you to look at yourself with real honesty. Not to shame yourself, but to recognize patterns. When you procrastinate, what are you avoiding? When you get distracted, what are you afraid of? Often procrastination isn't laziness, it's fear. Fear of not being good enough, fear of failure, fear of judgment. And the easiest way to avoid fear is to stay busy with safe tasks. But high performance doesn't live in safety. It lives where you face yourself. No one can conquer for you. No one can work for you. No one can hold discipline for you. You can be inspired, you can be guided. But at some point you must walk on your own, alone, in silence. And that's not terrifying. It's a privilege, because very few people have the courage to do it. When you understand this, you stop searching for motivation outside of you. You start building it from within, from the quiet pride of keeping a promise to yourself, from the peace of knowing you showed up even when results didn't come immediately, from the stability of knowing that even if today is hard, you will still appear and do your part. High performance is not a sprint. It's a long run. And the winner is not the one who starts fastest. It's the one who doesn't quit halfway. Kobe wasn't ahead because he scored more points. Will Smith wasn't ahead because he was more famous. Steve Jobs wasn't ahead because he was smarter than everyone. They were ahead because they didn't stop when it got hard. They refused to compromise with the weaker version of themselves. And if you're still listening right now, I believe you have that part too. A part that knows you can do better. A part that knows you've been delaying your own potential. And that part is waiting for you to make a decision. Not a giant decision, a small one. The decision to show up every day. The decision to do what needs to be done, even when no one pushes you. The decision not to betray yourself. We're coming close to the end of this journey. And before we close it, I want you to carry one clear understanding. Performance is not a destination. It's a way of living. It's how you act when no one is watching. It's how you keep your word to yourself when there is no immediate reward. And when you do that long enough, success stops being something you chase. It comes to you as a natural result. Now let's slow down for a moment. Not because this is ending, but because this is the most important moment. The moment you stop hearing me talk about Kobe, Will Smith, and Steve Jobs, and start hearing yourself. After all the stories, images, and examples, what remains is not inspiration. What remains is truth. And the truth is simple, but not easy to accept. Your life will not change if you keep living the same way. Not because you aren't good enough, but because you haven't been strict enough with yourself. Many people wait for a big turning point. One day things will magically be different. An opportunity will show up. Someone will come and pull them up. But real change is rarely loud. It happens quietly, in how you start your morning, in how you respond when you're tired, in how you choose to continue or stop when nobody is forcing you. Real success doesn't come from rare, huge decisions. It comes from thousands of small decisions repeated every day under the same standard. I want you to understand this clearly. High performance is not living with more tension. It's living with more intention. Knowing what deserves your time. Daring to say no to what scatters you. even if it's comfortable and familiar. Accepting short-term discomfort for long-term freedom. Discipline is not punishment. It is a gift you give to your future self. When you begin to live with discipline, perseverance, and self-control, something interesting happens. You stop needing constant motivation. You stop asking every day whether you should do it or not. You just do it. Not because you're forcing yourself, but because that is who you chose to become. And when your actions match your identity, life becomes lighter. Not easier, but clearer, more peaceful. Maybe today you haven't seen the results yet. Maybe you're still in the middle. But if every day you keep a small promise to yourself, you are on the right path. And I want you to remember this on the hard days ahead. When you doubt yourself, when you're tired, when you want to stop, don't ask, do I still feel motivated? Ask, who am I? Someone who knows they can be better and refuses to live beneath their potential. You don't need to become a perfect version. You just need to become a more honest version of yourself. A version that doesn't avoid responsibility. A version that doesn't blame. A version that is willing to do what needs to be done, even when nobody sees it. And if you do that long enough, you won't have to chase performance anymore. Performance will become a natural part of how you live and work. Before we end, I want you to take a moment and ask yourself a very real question. If you keep living the way you are right now, what will your life look like in 5 years? And if you start changing today, even in small ways, who could you become in 5 years? The answer is in your hands, no one else's. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If anything you heard today touched you in any way, remember you are not alone on this journey. And if you found this video helpful, please hit like, share it with someone who needs it, and don't forget to subscribe to Success Made Simple so we can become the best version of ourselves together.